Good day, this is Group 5 and today we will be reporting the Philippine literature. Literature is the Phrygian 10, 11, and 12.
Good day everyone, I'm here to discuss about a short story which is entitled Love in the Cornhusk. So let's get started. So first let's talk about its author. So Love in the Cornhusk is a short story written by Ida L. Rivera Ford. She is a Filipino writer whose masterpiece delineates local colors and old identities. So now let's move on to its characters. So the first character is Constantina or Tinang Tirol. She is neat and clean, envied and admired by other laborers because of her complexion and work in the service of a very rich family. So Amando, the truck driver and Tinang's former boyfriend and the one who wrote the love letter. Ingo, the present husband of Tinang. Senora, one of the richest family in their town where Tinang worked before and soon to be a ninang of her baby. Tito, the son of Senora. So Mr. Pharmacist, the one who gave the letter to Tinang. So now let's talk about the settings of the story. So it is in Barrio, somewhere in Mindanao since Bagobo were mentioned in the story. And now let's talk about the conflict of the story. The type of conflict is man versus man. The conflict is shown when Tinang read the letter of Amado for her and she realized that Amado still loves her, but she has a husband and she has a child. And now let's proceed to the background of the story. So Tinang discovers after reading the love letter from her first love, Amado, that she is still loved by him. However, by then, she is already married to a Bagobo and has a son with him. In the end, she leaves the place without noticing that her first love letter fell down among the corn husks. So now let's move on to its events. So Ida's work recounted the story of Tinang who came to visit Senora. She, on the other hand, was troubled by his past romantic attachment with Amado. Senora told her about the letter in the post office. Along with her child, they left thereafter. While reading the letter and situating herself on a corn husk, a serpent came in unexpectedly. So the story concluded after she dropped the letter unconsciously as she maneuvered to secure her child. Throughout the narrative, she found herself congested with her past amorous relationship. So the story concluded after she dropped the letter unconsciously as she maneuvered to secure her child. Throughout the narrative, she found herself congested with her past amorous relationship. So now let's talk about the climax or turning point in the story. So Tinang discovers after reading the love letter from her first love, Amado, that she is still loved by him. However, by then, she is already married to a Bagobo and has a son with him. And lastly, let's talk about the conclusion or the resolution of the story. So the resolution of the story is Tinang chose her family and forgetting Amado like the letter in the corn husk. So that's all for today's topic. I hope you learned something.
The story of the first Durian.
Have you ever tried to eat durian? Well, I have eaten a lot. I love its sheer uniqueness, and that's what captivated my attention. Opinions are mixed about durian's smell. Some people love it, while others hate it. But the question is, why does durian smell terribly? What's the story behind the Southeast Asia, the king of fruits durian? The story of the first durian was written by Boots Agbayani Pastor. Now let's go to the story of the first durian. According to the legend, the Philippine legend, the durian was always so ugly and smelly. It is said that the spike of the fruit originated in Calinan, Mindanao, back when its islands were still ruled by kings. One such king called Barumay. So these are the characters. Barumay the king, an old and ugly king. Madiao Bayho, the king's bride, daughter of Tagib. Inpikpurok, or the hermit, who ordered the king to plant the plant mixture. So the story goes that the king struggled to gain his bride affection. He sought help from an older hermit, and the hermit creates a special plant mixture to make the bride fall in love with the king. The hermit makes the king promise to invite him as a guest of honor once the plant mixture works. And luckily, the plant works and the brides fall in love with the king. The king throws a feast to celebrate but fails to invite the hermit. So the hermit is enraged and casts a curse on the fruit, and now it is called durian. In retaliation, Impit cast a curse upon the fruit. The sweet smell was replaced with foul odor, while the smooth skin of the fruit was covered with thorns, which is how the durian smell and looks today, yet still retain its sweetness. Lastly, the theme of the story is that one should never forget to keep their promise and to give gratitude or credit where it is due. This is the story of the first durian.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Junjan M. Shazat, a BSed English student. Today, I'm going to discuss about a short analysis of the legend Maria Labo. Maria Labo is a 2015 Philippine thriller film directed by Roy Venson. It is based on a Philippine urban legend about an overseas Filipino worker believed to be an aswang known as Maria Labo, who is said to have eaten her own children. The film revolves on Maria, a loving and a dutiful life wife to her husband Ermin, a police officer with whom she has two children named Pablo and Rosalinda. They are facing financial problems, that's why Maria was convinced to become an overseas Filipino worker. After she has learned that her high school friend Emily applied to become an overseas worker. At first, Ermin was hesitant with his plans, but eventually, Ermin gives his consent. Maria then went to Dubai in the United Arab Emirates to work as a domestic worker. In Dubai, Maria became friends with Nanay Ling, a Filipino worker who is also working in Emirates. In one instance in the streets, after buying groceries for her employer, Maria was raped on a van and was later found out wandering. Maria was brought to a hospital by people who found her loitering around, and at the hospital, she was recommended to be brought back to the Philippines. While hospitalized, her Filipino friend passes a course to Maria. The course, in the form of a black chick, would eventually turn Maria into a aswang. Then the rumors of an aswang causing terror throughout the town spread. Ermin tried to consult an albulario who said that there is nothing that can be done to return Maria back to normal. The police then pursues the aswang that is said to have been causing problems to the town. After some encounters, Maria was killed. The film ends with the embalmer who is working on Maria's body. The embalmer then finds out that Maria, supposed to be corpse, was nowhere to be found, only to find her to be still alive. And that is how the story of Maria Labo goes. Once again, good morning and have a good day.